It's a shame that Eric is not here this morning, because the lawyers in the room will know that y'all are doing it right. Because when we gather, we're in a boardroom with a little table, and this is, like my new friend said, this is my rock star moment. So this is good. Ashley and Julie have done a really good job. Charles done a really good job putting this together. Like Ashley said, I'm the senior staff attorney in the Rankin and Madison Circuit Court. So I have worked there with circuit judges for the last 13 years. I help them manage their dockets. I prepare them for their hearings. I work alongside them during trials. And I'm also mediating cases as well now. So on the civil side, before you can get a trial date, that case has to be mediated. And that could be done through me. We started this free service through the court, kind of like a magistrate judge does in federal court, to just help offset those costs. We are one of the 2 biggest counties in the state, but there is still financial troubles that attorneys and litigants have, so we offered that as a free service. Over my career, I have worked on more than 18,000 circuit court cases. A significant portion of those are criminal matters. Y'all know that those run our docket. And we, in Rankin and Madison County, we push those through because the decisions made in those cases directly impact all of us that live there. My time in the courtroom has just reinforced how important it is to put good people in the position on the bench, people that you will consider a defendant that walks in as a real person. It's fact, case by case. You think about the victims, but you also think about the defendant's mom and their family. Everyone's going through it with them. But we prioritize our public safety too in Rankin and Madison County. We are efficient. We trying how to say this the right way. We have 2 growing, very big counties, so we're growing. There's naturally going to be crime, but we want to hold those defendants accountable. So we have preset bond that's set in the lower court, but when it gets to us, we're just, my role is very limited. It's reviewing. We get the jail, once a term, we'll get the jail docket, and we'll make sure that anyone that's been in there more than 90 days, we'll take a look at the case, and do we need to reduce their bond, or we'll see what's holding them up. We don't just let people sit in the jail anymore. I've realized that, I think we really became aware of it during COVID, but Rankin and Madison, we're doing what we can from our side of things. Before when a case is indicted, we're aiming to resolve the criminal case within 270 days from indictment to trial. And on the civil side, we're looking at more like 3 years. But our criminal docket we have a good system in place, and I know that Matt Eichelberger is y'all's attorney, and whenever I told him, when we talked about this, he said, there's a system in place, and there's not really much that you can do to move the needle. But I disagree to some extent. I think that you can, I understand Matt's frustration as a criminal defense attorney. Sometimes you feel like you're getting beat up in Rankin and Madison, but we do prioritize public safety, but our judges respect professionals. We respect what y'all do. Y'all are a important part of the system, and y'all help get them there. Y'all help get those people there, and we depend on y'all for that. I know that sometimes it can feel like the sheriff's department or the court or the judges are putting a lot on y'all, when I know that we have we've restarted the bond check-in system. So once a month, you got to come, bring your people, show up, and that can be frustrating sometimes, especially if you have a big business. But y'all being accountable just helps keep y'all's role in keeping the defendants accountable. Just helps keep the system going. Helps us meet that goal of 270 days. It gets justice for the family, and it keeps our defendants accountable. I mean, there has been more than one recording that I've heard from the sheriff's department where they'll have a CI set up, and then the seller is like, I'm not coming to Rankin County, I'm not coming to Madison County, you have to meet me over here. Like they know that when you cross over that's not where they want to be. So we just want to continue to keep Rankin and Madison going in the right direction, keep it strong and growing. And like I said, my role with bonds is very limited. We do the review, but then in Rankin and Madison County, they do a little different as far as the check-in process. Like once people are indicted, how many people here write bonds in Rankin County or Madison County? Oh, good. Okay. Well, then I'm excited about that because I want some feedback. And when I was preparing for this, I know that I've learned a lot about what y'all do and what y'all have to deal with, because the judges, we don't go down to that monthly check-in. And I've learned that the district attorney's office doesn't really go either. So talking to the sheriff's department and their attorney about what kind of things that they're seeing and the needs, I think that I know that they are on y'all's side with things. Especially in Rankin County, Victoria and Jason Dare, they were arguing for the need. Y'all should have some discretion about, showing up the first time. I think that's what you have to do. It gives you, once you write the bond, then the defendant they know where to be the next time. But there should be some discretion in whether you have to come every month or whether if you know where they are, and you can show that. If they have medical issues. It's a lot of traffic down there. Talking with everybody, and I raised the issues with the judges yesterday before I came down here. So we are still working out the kinks. This was a program that was restarted post-COVID. I believe it was going on before, but someone new came in the district attorney's office. There was some turnover in the sheriff's department, and they realized there was a backlog to some extent. So, and I don't know where it came from, just unserved indictments. And so it was restarted to, trying to dwindle that down a little bit. And I think that when everything works the way it's supposed to, the idea is good. But there are some tweaks that can be made. There's no reason to have everybody, 400 people there once a month. It just logistically doesn't make sense, and I think everyone agrees with that. We just have to figure out the best way to do it while also accomplishing what we are set out to do. And so I would kind of like both judges and Victoria were like, ask get some feedback while you're down there. Let us know what their perspective is, what things that we can do differently. And so I hope that y'all have thought about it and do have something that you could let me know. Does anybody have anything just off the top of their head that they would? Okay, here's Ashley. I can handle it too. So I was prepared. Give me what you got.
I'm coming. Out-of-state bonds too, but the main thing is these people having to come up here every month from Florida, Texas, different places. If we could work out a compromise where they would come the first time obviously, right after they've bonded out. But for them to have to come every month is a real hardship on these families. Yeah. And we could do something about that. That would help us out a lot.
I agree with that. And I think having that first date back is a good start. Have you reached out to have you asked for an adjustment with that, or have you just doing what you're asked to do?
As we can, as far as Victoria's been wonderful to work with, and she's kind of overlooked some of the hardship cases that have health problems or travel restrictions or to that end. But yeah, we would like to have something official as far as a agreement goes, that they come the first month, and then if they need to miss a month, that we'll be okay with the bond.
Kind of like a policy, a written, something that you just know this is how it's going to be, and it's not a case-by-case situation. Yeah, that's a good idea.
There is a breakdown between the judges and the sheriff's department on the communication as far as out-of-state bonds, because I've heard from the judges that they don't have to come every month, but then the sheriff's department is saying that they do. So there's a breakdown there for sure, that we would like to see something official for sure come out.
Yeah, and going around this past week talking to different people about it, I realized that we're not communicating with each other, and that's the biggest. So, I mean, what you just said, it was that I thought it was the opposite. Like, I know that Judge Ratcliffe, he is not sympathetic to out-of-town defendants, but he is. He does respect y'all's job. He does respect professionals, bonds agents and attorneys. He respects y'all's time and y'all's business. So he doesn't want to interfere with that. So we're gonna work on it. I think this was it was a good first step.
I have a question as well, and I don't know if you'll know the answer or not. Rankin County recently, during this changing of rules, made it to where if you get 4 forfeitures, you're automatically removed from their board. And I've talked to, a bunch of people in the Rankin County area of things, and you can get 4 forfeitures in one court date.
Yeah.
That's very easy to do. I don't know if there's anybody you could tell us who we need to sit down and talk to, maybe try to negotiate some of this, because we've sat down as a coalition with them a couple times now and kind of just got get out of my office, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, I know that in the policy it says unless good cause is shown. So that leaves open the room to say you're trying to find them, or I've made these steps, and I don't know. I guess you would go through Victoria. You have. I'm hesitant, but you can call me. To be honest, quite honest, and I can help run interference, because a lot of the times they're just not communicating, and I realized that yesterday. Really, I was like, why are we not all just sitting in the same room and having a conversation? And I think that would resolve a lot of it. We're making steps, especially yesterday. Just seeing how everything was. We just need to talk about it. But the good cause shown, they are sympathetic to y'all. I think that the court. From our end, he was like, we're just worried about the people and the bodies and not thinking about, I don't know that we were necessarily considering y'all's position from a business standpoint on it. And so now that I've made the first step in addressing that, we're moving in the right direction. But there is in the policy that from the Sheriff's Department, it says, there is that caveat for a good cause shown. So if you can give her some evidence of what you're doing, that should satisfy her according to them yesterday. But I can give you my number too. I want to go ahead and do that. If you, my cell phone number is 601-506-3567. And so I'm the staff attorney for all 3 circuit judges in Rankin County and in Madison County. And so I can at least get you to the right person, or help you work whatever out's come up. But I know that if some attorneys have communicated with the court administrator and gotten some discretion.
Any more questions? Okay.
Well, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.